Welcome! Let's have a little chat. Why haven't I made a video about this before? I didn't want to speak over anybody, and I felt like everything had and has already been said. It's all already out there, and if you're not seeing it and you're not noticing it, then what exactly are you doing? I'm sorry if for whatever reason I didn't make it clear before where I stand, but I 1,000,000% stand with Black Lives Matter because I believe it with every part of my being. I want to show solidarity and clearly express where I stand because there's strength in numbers. This isn't just some little thing. This is something that I feel so strongly about and believe and feel with every fiber of my being and my existence. This last week was so much to try to handle and take in. And let's get real for a second. I spent the last week crying and grieving for these lives that were stolen. I wasn't even gonna post a video this week because I've just felt so broken by it all. The last thing I felt like doing was coming and sitting in front of a camera and forcing myself to paint my face and be like, yay, here's a makeup tutorial. Nothing's going on. Trying to just like go about as everything is normal and just throw up a makeup look or something just feels so insignificant when just so much is happening. I couldn't find it in myself to just sit here and be like, okay, now I'm putting on blush. I get that everyone has their own way of trying to cope with things, deal with things, and self-care, but I couldn't do that. We've all been doing that for so long. It just feels wrong for me to sit here and pretend like everything is absolutely normal and fine. This is just another typical day, week, month, year. It's all great. I'm too upset for all that. I'm distraught. I'm angry. And I feel like I need to do something. I feel like we all need to do something. If you don't think and support Black Lives Matter, you don't support me. It's that simple. This isn't about me. This is so much bigger than me. I feel like this channel or whatever has grown into this really cool little place and into this cool little group of people who are amazing. But I know that trash likes to hide in plain sight. And I don't need that. So if you don't support Black Lives Matter, please just unsubscribe, get it over with, be gone. In my first video that I posted here, the introduction to whatever this mess is, I clearly stated, if you're racist, sexist, homophobic, transphobic, or some other variation of awful person, feel no need to subject yourself to all of this. I want all of this to feel like some sort of digital safe place. And racism and racist people and thoughts and feelings have no place here. They don't belong here. They're not welcome. Whether that's being actively racist and sounding off in comment sections or just silently sitting there with your racist, disgusting feelings. No thank you. Goodbye. People keep saying that they don't want to talk about what's going on. Murders, racially motivated attacks, events, a system that's set up to watch people fall.
But whatever phrasing makes you more comfortable.
People keep saying that they don't want to talk about these political topics because that's just how important lives are. You know, just to get tossed aside as a political topic that I don't want to talk about right now. And oh, all of this negativity. I just want to keep my social media platforms, etc. as a positive space full of positivity. I don't want to share all of this negativity because that's what being outraged is. Because that's what grieving is. That's what wanting justice is, right? I never knew that justice was a negative thing. That's so weird. I always thought that standing up for and fighting for what you believe and what's right would be trying your hardest to share and spread positivity. But hey, I guess that's just little me. I'm so silly sometimes. If you aren't outraged, you aren't paying attention. I've also seen people saying that they haven't been joining conversations because they just don't know enough about it. Okay, then inform yourself. All of this is happening so frequently. How can you not know what's happening? How can you possibly ignore it any longer? Educate yourself. You're on the internet right now if you're watching this video. The world at your fingertips. Inform yourself. Educate yourself. It's your responsibility to yourself and the world around you.
Also, let it be known that the media is biased and often spins things to their liking, so Google away.
I'm willing to burn bridges for what I feel strongly about. Sorry, not sorry. We are literally talking about life and death, so yes, there is a clear right and wrong. Don't even try to argue about this. This is not up for debate. It's not. Lives are not up for debate. This isn't the Hunger Games. This isn't a book. This isn't a movie. This isn't a TV show. This is reality. This isn't something you can ignore. This isn't a trend. This is important. I have an issue with people thinking that other people aren't people. I have an issue with people dehumanizing people. And guess what? Society specifically likes to dehumanize and demonize Black people.
Is this something that you didn't know? How?
Where have you been? I have an issue with people wanting to actively contribute and continue a society built and structured around lifting up some to stomp on others. Yes, all lives matter, but that's the literal point of Black Lives Matter. The entire point. Because a lot of these people that want to go out there and be like, no, it's hashtag all lives matter, don't care and actually don't think that Black Lives Matter. So yes, it needs to be said. If you actually felt like all lives matter, you would care a lot more about all lives instead of only caring about derailing Black Lives Matter and making it about you. This isn't about you. Sit down, shut up, and listen. This isn't anything new. This has been happening forever. I don't understand why people think this is some brand new concept, that this hasn't been something completely ingrained in society. Are we even on the same planet?
Take a look at history.
If you think racism is a thing of the past, I'm going to have to assume that you're white. Because everyone else, myself included, has experienced racism their whole lives.
Side note, reverse racism isn't real. Why do you want to be oppressed so bad?
Even the title reverse racism makes no sense. Literally, the reverse/opposite of racism would be a lack of racism. How does that even... I don't understand your logic here. So yeah, stop being trash. Okay, thanks. So I went to a Black Lives Matter protest yesterday with my whole family in Jacksonville, North Carolina. I stayed up past 4 a.m. the night before painting t-shirts with my mom for us all to wear. And when we got there to the protest the next day, we were literally greeted with hugs and so much warmth. It was an amazing experience that I'm so sad even had to happen, that we even have to go out and protest because there are people that don't think that Black Lives Matter. Me, my mom, my sister, my brother-in-law, and my little niece and nephews all went and marched and held signs to show solidarity and just how much we support this. I also just want to briefly touch on how safe it felt being there, to be there in the crowd, even though there were some counter protesters on the other side of the street revving their engines and trying to drown out speeches, people driving by shouting Satan and pointing at their Confederate flag t-shirts. As a plus-size, half-Korean, genderqueer individual in North Carolina, I never feel safe here. Especially not in public, especially not in crowds. So we're just gonna get real for a second. But there in the crowd of people who are all here for the same reason, all here with the same mindset, I felt safe enough to stand on my own, listen to speeches, try to capture some on Snapchat, and just be there. My social anxiety didn't weigh me down like it usually does in this crowd who all came together for the right thing. So I captured some little snippets of the protest via Snapchat, and I'm going to pop them into this video. This is probably going to be a bit of a long video, but that doesn't matter. This is important. It needs to be said, and I needed to say it. Enough is enough. Enough isn't being done. Black lives matter.
We So with that being said, you know, we making noise out here. We want to have the spectators and the hawks and the beats and the
So I'm probably going to leave some links to some social media accounts in the description if you want to inform yourself. They're also great places for all POC to come together, to show solidarity and just exist. If you want to find out how to get involved, I want you to find your local Black Lives Matter Facebook or Twitter accounts, follow them, stay in the loop, find out if there are any protests or anything happening in your area, show your support, and spread the word. This is important, and this is going to take all of us. We come in peace, and we want equality. Subscribe for new videos every Monday. Also, social media crap in the description. I don't usually do videos that are super serious or where it's just me talking, but this is important. It needs to happen. That's it. Period.